So we're still waiting for about 10 people to sign on. So I'm gonna give it a couple minutes. So the only props you're gonna need, and I'll say this again as we get a little bit closer. If you have small hand weights, like 2 or 3 pounds, if you have soup cans, let's see. Someone said they can't hear it. I think that's my mom on the East Coast. Mom, can you hear me? Oh, you hear me good. Okay. I don't think anyone's going to be able to hear the music. I don't think our speakers are loud enough, but one day we'll figure out how to do music with this as well, but definitely put some music on in the background. A mini ball is optional. If you have like a small ball at your house, mini purple ball or any kind of small soft ball, you can use that. If you don't need it for any of the ab stuff we're gonna do tonight. Cool. And if you have any questions, we have just a couple more minutes and we'll get rolling. So anybody that's newer to my class or the studio, first of all, my name's Dan. Thanks for joining. And if you have any injuries, aches, tweaks, anything like that, just know we'll start at kind of a foundational level and I'll give you a lot of ways to layer up. So if you feel any knee pain or back or neck pain, don't push through that stuff. If you need a break at any point, the virtual class is nice. You can take it, no one's gonna see you. If at any point you need water, grab water. And we'll just give it about another 30 seconds. Get rolling. Cool. Wendy, no, I cannot see you. At some point, thanks for the birthday wishes. Thanks, Andrew. At some point, there is a way to where we can have a small screen of you. We're still trying to figure that out to where it doesn't, when I've been playing around with it, it blanks out the screen every time someone talks. So for now, you can chat in is probably the best way for me to hear you, but I can, as long as you can see me. We have people here from Canada. My little niece is in Canada. Hi, Addie. Wendy, who owns Fireside Restaurant, is with us tonight. So they're shut down for another 3 weeks or so, but should all get drinks there when this is over. All right, so I'm gonna minimize, before I start talking, I'm gonna minimize this chat here in a second. Any questions before we get rolling? Okay, so, hi Scott. All right, we're ready. So I'm gonna minimize this. All right, so any of the lunging stuff that we do tonight, I want you to know that you can always do the squatting stuff instead. The squatting is gonna feel a little bit more stable. And we're gonna have a lot of classes this week. There's an 11 a.m. almost every day, Monday through Thursday, and then there's a 6 p.m. Every night, Monday through Thursday. Friday morning, we'll have classes as well. Saturday morning, we'll have 2 classes, a Pilates and a yoga, and then Sunday we'll have a Sculpt class. So keep a lookout on the schedule. We might be adding more stuff. I know this is a hard situation for a lot of people around the world, but it's oddly, I feel like I've connected and become closer with a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time from a lot of different states and a lot of different countries. So thanks for joining tonight and let's have fun. So you can come onto your mat. And oh, the only other prop you might need, if you don't have a really thick, cushy mat, you might just want like a a hand towel or something that you can kneel on at some point, or you can always roll up your yoga mat as well. So we're gonna start feet about hip distance apart, arms relaxed by your side. And start to take a couple deep breaths. You can close your eyes if you want, or you can keep them open. And as you breathe in, start to notice the rise of your breastbone. And as you breathe out, just notice how it falls. On your next inhale, lift your shoulders up. And then exhale, draw them together and pull down the back of the ribs. And take a couple rounds like this, inhaling up, exhaling together and down. Start to soften the knees a little bit. Just make sure you're not standing in a locked position. Start to relax your jaw. And for the next hour, the only thing that matters is your mat or your carpet or whatever you may be on. Take a couple in reverse, forward, together, up, and again forward. And at this point, just breathing wherever you want to breathe. And then find a place where the shoulders are easy. Nod your chin, roll down, one vertebra at a time. Soften the knees, and just hang heavy for a moment. As you exhale, root through the feet, roll up slowly, allowing your head to come up last. Arms reach out to the side and up. You can bring your hands together like this, so pointer fingers connected. Lift the heart, draw the tail down slightly, and then again, let the arms come down by your side, nod the chin, roll it down. And again, hang out here for a moment. Root through the feet, and roll yourself up. Inhale the arms out. This time, hands together, you're gonna press the palms up to the sky, lifting the heart just slightly. So enough to where you feel your upper back is starting to find a little bit of extension, but your lower back is neutral. Arms to your side, one more time. Nod the chin, rolling down. And again, softening the knees, roll up, taking your right arm up to the sky for a side bend. Inhaling to center, and then left arm reaches up and over. And to see the top of my arm, if you look at the reflection in the mirror, you can kind of see where my arm is going. So trying not to really allow your feet or your pelvis to shift, but imagine that you're growing out of your legs and stretching over. If arm up doesn't feel good, you can also take a hand behind the head and side bend like this. It's a little bit more supportive for your shoulder, especially if you've had any kind of rotator cuff injury. So just finish off to your last side. Nice. If you're not at the top edge of the mat, walk up to the top edge of your mat, feet hip distance. And again, nod your chin, roll it down slowly. Good. Spread your fingers, step back into a plank. Now, there's going to be a fair amount of planks tonight, so there's a lot of different places you can go. You can take your knees down. You can come onto your forearms at any point. If you're on your hands, spread the fingers, press down through the outer side of your pinky so you feel some work through the outside of your shoulder blades. Lift up through your tummy. And then as you exhale, take a down dog, softening the shoulders out of the ears. Walk your feet forward to the top edge of the mat. Soften the knees, just let your shoulders hang heavy. And then again, roll up slowly. Arms reach out to the side. You can look up. And then take the arms down, nod the chin. One more time, roll it down. Step back into a plank. So again, holding that plank, you can shift a little forward and back. Find the centers of the balls of your feet. You don't want to just be hanging on your toes, and you don't want to be all the way stretched back into your Achilles tendon. Lift up through your abs and feel like your tailbone is reaching back as your heart stretches forward. And one thing you want to make sure is that as gravity pulls down, you don't want this to happen, but you want that lift through your core. And then again, lift your hips up into down dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale, let it out. And again, walk forward. As you walk forward, see if you can walk in a parallel line as if you were on a train track. Soften the knees, roll up slowly. Nice. Turn to face me if you're not. Legs are going to go fairly wide. We're going to warm up our ankles, our knees, and our hips. So toes turned out to about 10 and 2. Look at your feet and make sure that they're on the same line. And then we're going to squat down. As you come down, the knees should be about over the centers of the feet. You don't want them past your toes. And your body's going to be at a slight lean forward. Hands come to the heart. Yours can be lower. I just don't want to block the mic. Shoulders roll back. Now press into your heels, the first ball of the foot and the last ball of the foot, and feel like your arches could lift slightly, and that should activate your thighs and your butt more. As you exhale, rise up, reach your arms behind you. Inhale, hands to the chest, lower. Exhale, reach. Hands to the chest, lower. So just some nice slow movement, hinging through the hips. And only going so low that you feel comfortable in your knees and your back. So still just warming everything up. In our lunge series tonight, just know you can always go back to this if it feels better on your ankles, your toes, or your knees. Now, as you start to reach behind you, turn your palms to face me so you're opening the chest. Hands to the heart, lower. Palms towards me, open. Inhaling down. Exhaling up. And feel like as you go down, you're resisting gravity. So you're not just going down without control, but you feel your thighs and your glutes helping to slow you down. Couple more like this. And then we're going to start to add on. So we're going to come down. And then as you rise up, doesn't matter what arm it is, just take a little side bend. Inhale to center. Exhale to side bend. Again, it's not a huge motion. We're just trying to warm up the spine, warm up the hips and the legs. And again, you might take your hand to your head if that feels better in your shoulders. Yeah, it doesn't matter what direction. It's okay if you're going opposite me. If you get lost with the breath at all, just keep breathing. One more to your last side, wherever that may be. And then find your center. Relax the shoulders. And maybe come down a little bit lower so you start to feel some heat building up in your thighs and in your glutes. All right, imagine that your thigh bones are rotating open so that the thighs or the knees are pressing out gently, and see if you feel your butt turn on. If you're not sure, touch it. Make sure you feel some glutes. Now one trick, try to lift all 10 toes off the ground, and that's going to gently put some weight towards the heels. Once you feel that, relax the toes, but keep the glutes on. Shoulders rolling back, maybe come down just a little bit lower, holding for 10. 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, rise up, turn to the top edge of your mat, feet hip distance, relax the shoulders, nod the chin, roll down slowly. Soften the knees, step back into plank again. Good, holding your plank. Now again, this can be knees down plank. This can be forearm plank. If you want to add on, as you exhale, draw your right knee to your nose, round the spine. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Left knee, round like a cat.
Inhale, center. Now, the peel down on this, so keep going if you're doing this. The peel down, you can always take a cat stretch. You're still opening the spine, maybe going into a little cow. Cat stretch, right? So that's the peel back. Otherwise, staying here and eventually ending to your left. Good. From plank, make sure the chest is open. Your right leg is going to step forward through the insides of your hands. Once you're there, step your back leg in just slightly. Rise up to a high lunge. So you can always come up a little bit higher if that feels better on your thighs and your knees. If you want to intensify this, just wiggle your back foot behind you. Keep your front knee over your ankle. Relax the shoulders. Start to lift the chest slightly and lift up through your pubic bone so the front of your left hip is getting a stretch. Rolling the shoulders back, eyes straight ahead. And then the hands are going to come down to the ground. Step back. Maybe take a down dog or an up stretch, we call it on the reformer. Shift forward. Opposite hand forward. So your left foot is in between both hands. Step your back leg a little bit in, rise up to your high lunge. So squaring off through the hips, front knee over ankle, chest lifted, shoulders easy, and then reaching long through that back leg. Even finding a little bit of engagement through that back glute. More challenge, wiggle your back leg behind you, keeping your front knee over your ankle. On your next exhale, we're going to step the back leg forwards. Take a breath in, nod the chin, roll down. Step back into a plank again. Fingers spread wide. So this time, adding on again, you can come down to hands and knees at any point. If you want to add on, right knee crosses left elbow. Inhale, center, chest opens. Left knee, right elbow, and center. Every time you twist, I want you to feel like this is an abdominal and a core exercise. So keep going with this. Try to keep the arms straight. One more to your left. Find center, press through a down dog or take child's pose. Take a breath in, softening the shoulders, lift the hips, and allow some weight to drop into your hands so the shoulders melt out of the ears. On an exhale breath, walk forward. Nice. From here, grab your small weights or soup cans, wherever they might be, roll up. So once you have your weights in hand, you can face me again, somewhere at the center of your mat, so you have room to the left and the right of you. Your weights are going to come in by your chest, elbows open, shoulders soft. We're going to start to squat back, and I'll demo this from the side as well. So as you squat back, your knees are going to come a little forward. Try not to let them go past your toes. Sink your hips back. Your body's going to lean slightly forward. Roll the shoulders out of the ears. Draw your waistline in. Holding there, take a breath. And as you exhale, your arms are going to reach back. Inhale them in. Exhale, reach. Inhale in. And then eyes just looking maybe 3 to 4 feet in front of you on the floor for now. You might have to pop up to see what's going on, but eventually let the neck relax. Again, I'll demo from the side, keep going. So every time you reach, feel the tricep. As you pull in, feel the bicep. And if you chose heavier weights tonight, just be mindful. You can always put them down, you can always change. The next time the hands come together, hold. Bring the feet and thighs towards one another so they almost touch. Put some weight on your left leg. And as you exhale, the right leg is going to tap back like you're going into a lunge, but don't. Tap the leg forward. Exhale, tap back. Bring it forward. tap it back. So you want to start to feel quite a bit of work in your standing leg, and especially this outer left glute. So we're going to add on arms reach back, they bend in, and bend. All right, just making sure there's a bit of a bend in that standing leg. Try to relax through your first toe, so it's not trying to do all the work to keep you up. Now we can add on. So as you reach your right leg back, you can reach the arms overhead, turning the palms down, pull back in, arms reach, shoulders down, leg back, pulling in. Now you can reach more forward if that feels better on your neck, or you can continue to reach behind you. So at this point, you should start to feel that standing glute. Last 4. Exhale, reach. Inhale, pull. 2. Last 1. Come back to center. Rise up. Shake out the legs a little bit. And then we're going to squat back down. Hold. Relax the shoulders. Put some weight into your right leg. Exhale, the left leg taps back. Gently taps forward. Tap it back. Bring it forward. So I'm going to face you again. Keep going. So tapping it back. Make sure the hips are staying square as you tap, so you're not sinking or dropping. And you really want to press into that standing leg so that outer glute's on. Next time you reach back, add the arms. This time, curl the biceps in, reach the knuckles back. Curl in, reach back. Keep the front of the waistline drawing in, rib cage drawing down. A little lift to the standing arch. Try to relax the toes. And feel that even though if this isn't heavy weight, you're actively curling into your biceps. And if that's where you put your intention, you're gonna feel those muscles start to kick in. Heart rate should be starting to lift. Last one. Pull in, hold. Option, stay where you're at. Or palms turn forward, you reach back, arms reach overhead, pull in. So it can be an overhead, or it can be a reach forward. Exhale, reach. Inhale, pull. Reach. As you pull back, feel the underside of your armpits. Reach, shoulders, pull armpits. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to that squat, sink a little deeper. Take the feet shoulder distance, hold here just for a moment. Reach the arms behind you. Roll the shoulders out of the ears. Relax the head, maybe shake it out, maybe sink a little deeper. Lift the arms a little higher from the back side of your triceps, not your neck, for 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way up on 1. Turn to the front edge of your mat. If you're not there, roll down. The weights are gonna come to the front edge. Step back into plank. I'm just gonna turn something off that popped up on this computer. Keep going. There we go. So stepping back into plank, I'll meet you there. Fingers spread wide. Now you can stay in full plank or knees come down, toes relax. Press so much into your hands that your shoulder blades widen so you're not collapsed. They're wide, there's work under the armpits, bend the elbows. Come down just about halfway to the floor and then use your chest to push up. Inhale down, 2, 1, hold. Use your chest to push up without rounding. Down, nice and controlled, push. Control it. Chest open on the way down, press. Inhale down, press. And again, if you want full pull-ups, or rather push-ups, bring your legs back into full plank. A-okay. Next time you press up, let's all meet in that full plank for 5. Relaxing the jaw, 4, abs in, 3. Make sure the arms are unlocked, 2. And on 1, lift the hips up through down dog, walk your feet forward. And then grab your small weights again, roll up through your spine. So staying facing the top edge of the mat, your right leg is gonna stay forward, your left leg is gonna come back. And you want the feet about hip distance, and you wanna allow that back knee to bend slightly. So it's just behind the hip joint, right? Holding here, make sure you can see your front toes. Palms forward, shoulders soft. Exhale, push through your front leg, rise up. Inhale, take it down just a little bit to start, and then rise up. So it's a split lunge. There's a lot of different names for this exercise. If for whatever reason this does not feel good on your toes or your knees, come back into squatting. Maybe take it a little further down, curl your biceps up. Inhale down, exhale up. Good. Other options. Next time you're down, hold. Palms facing your thighs. As you rise up, your arms lift just to shoulder height. They lower against gravity as we come down. Exhale, lift. So the arm work is just progressively going to get a little bit more intense. You can always come back to the bicep curls. Down slow. And if you only feel your back leg working, shift it slightly forward or shift just a little bit more weight into that front leg. Keep the front of the ribs drawing in, last 2. And the next time that you come down, hold. Shift forward slightly. The front knee is still bent. Your back leg is straight. Now take your weights forward, slightly forward of your shoulders. Roll the shoulders down, open the arms. Feel the back of the shoulder blades and the shoulders. Inhale down, exhale, reach. So this is targeting the posterior deltoid, the rhomboids, all of these muscles in the back side of the shoulder blades and the arm. Good, last 5. Try to soften the neck muscles, 4, 3. Last 2. Last 1. Arms come down, step forward. Just one time, roll down through your spine. You might drop your weights for a moment. Take a couple breaths. Or grab some water. Soften the knees, roll back up with the weights. Left leg forward, right leg back. So feet about hip distance. They can always go wider if you need to. Hips square, and then take it down just a couple inches. Your body is still upright, so your ears, your shoulder, and your hip are all stacked. Press into your front leg, go straight up, and then bring it down. Again, it doesn't have to be very far to start. Bringing it up and down. If this is feeling okay, maybe take it a little further. Add the bicep curl. Really feeling like we're moving through the hip joints. Inhale down, press into that front leg. Can you feel this front glute controlling you down, pressing you up? Controlling you down, pressing you up. Maybe taking the arms out to the side for more of a shoulder challenge or deltoid challenge. Control it, lift. Control it. Finding those moments of pause at the bottom and the top. Good, last 2. Next time you come down, hold. Front leg is bent, back leg straightens. Shift some weight onto that front foot. If you don't feel like you have enough, just step the back leg a little bit forward, especially if you feel like the back toes are cramping. Arms come forward, shoulders roll back. Exhale, open. Inhale, close slowly. Exhale, open. And bring it in. So as you're opening, the shoulder blades glide together gently. And they separate. Trying to keep the shoulders out of the ears. 5 from here. Relax the face. 4. Breathing wherever you want to. 3. 2. And 1. Let the arms come down. Step forward and shake out the legs a little bit. Soften the knees. Nod the chin. Roll down. Take your weight somewhere off to the side. Step back into plank. Again, you can have full plank or knees down plank. Take the hands about shoulder distance, maybe even a little wider. Lift through the tummy. Relax the toes if you're on your knees. Bend the elbows. Come down to a slow push-up halfway. Pause. You're still pushing into the mat. Press up. Inhale down slow. Exhale, push. So at the top of that push, feel your triceps. Feel your chest muscles. Keep your waistline in. Again, you can be in full plank or knees down. Last 2. For a bonus, if you have kids at home, you can put one on top of you if you want more weight. Come into your plank, right? Again, if there's someone at home, if they're on you, just make sure they're on your upper back, not your lower back. Chest is open. Holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, lift the hips, relax your shoulders. Bend one knee, sending the opposite heel towards the ground, opening the back of the calf. Exhale, switch. And then shift forward. Take one leg at a time down, and we want the knees under the hips, and we're gonna come down onto our forearms. So holding here, the camera might make this look funny, but you want the knees right under the hips, right? Not too far back, not too far forward. And then if you measure your upper biceps, if you grab onto your biceps, the upper part, measure the elbow distance and then bring your hands forward, turning the palms up. And you generally will start back, so you want to shift your shoulders over the elbows. Press your forearms down, hug your inner elbows in, and then bring the knees in a little closer together and reach your left leg out and up. And then just hold here. Again, re-relax the head. You want to look down at your bottom standing leg, point the toe, lift the back leg a little higher. Drop that leg, bend it in slow. Exhale, reach out and up. So the peel back on this, if you have any shoulder or neck tension, you can always come back up onto your hands. The nice thing about being on your forearms is it really blocks your lower back from moving. So your hip has to open more and it helps turn the glutes on. If you don't feel your glutes, check in with your waistline. And kind of picture the hip opening as you reach. Next time you come up, hold. Re-relax your shoulders. Now in this one, you can take your left knee, bend it towards the outside of your left arm, and then reach back out and up. Inhale, bend the knee, kind of like you're doing a bit of a clam to the outside of the left elbow. Reach it up. And shake out the head a little bit if you need to. If this feels okay, this is the tricky transition. Your left arm walks forward. Your right arm is parallel to the front edge of your mat. Your left leg is lifted. Your pelvis turns open. Your top leg turns out. hold there. So pressing into your bottom arm so the shoulder's still out of the ear, bend the top leg in, exhale, reach out and up. You can look down, inhale in, exhale out. Now, this can all be peeled back to the foundation. So we keep kind of progressing up to more of an intermediate level. You can always bring it back. Hopefully you're feeling your bottom glute. That bottom leg is doing some work. Next time you reach up, hold. If you want to challenge your balance, top arm to the sky, eyes to the floor. And just hold. Hold and breathe. Ribs are in. See if you can lift that top leg just a little higher. Holding for 5. And bring it all the way down on 1. Take a child's pose for a moment. Toes together, knees open, and arms can stretch forward. Good time to grab some water if you need it. And then rise back up onto the forearms. So knees are about underneath the hips. You can measure the upper bicep. Hands come forward, palms face one another, or they turn up for more work in the shoulder blades. The knees narrow. And then your opposite leg, right leg, is gonna reach out and up. Hold that initial one and make sure you haven't buckled into your lower back, but your waistline is still lifting up. Lower, bend it in. Exhale, reach out and up. Lower, bend it in. So this is gonna be more of the foundation, and we're gonna continue to build this up. Keep pushing the forearms into the ground. Make sure the hips are square. And feel that your standing leg, that left outer leg, that glute should be on. There's some work there. The leg that's reaching out and up, that leg's working as well. It's just gonna work in a different place. Last 2 like this. And also, hands can always come together in prayer if you want a little bit more stability, if the arms are tired or the elbows get tired. Next time that you reach out, let's hold. And then you're gonna bend that back leg towards the outside of your right elbow. Bring it back up through center. Let the knee open slightly, like you're trying to get right towards kind of the middle of your tricep, just below the shoulder. Couple more like this. Next time you reach up, if you want to continue to advance, your left arm is going to go parallel to the front edge of the mat. Your right arm goes forward, and I'm going to turn my pelvis open. And this is so you can kind of see the back side of what my back and shoulder blades are doing. So make sure that your shoulder is stacked over your elbow. That top leg is lifted. You can bend it in. Try not to collapse it down. Keep it up. Exhale, reach out up. Inhale, bend in. Now look down at your left hand or your bottom arm. So your neck stays long. Keep rolling the shoulders out of the ears for 6, 5 until we hold. 4, 3. Last 2. On the last one, hold. I know that bottom leg is tired. Mine is. Option, top arm can lift, maybe straight to the sky, maybe to your heart. Look down though, so the neck is still rotating, but not to the sky. Roll the shoulders down. Can that top leg lift a little higher? If you could see Andrew from home right now, his leg would be pretty high. Toes are pointed. And bring it down slowly, child's pose, feet together, knees open. Stretch your arms forward, or you can let them reach behind you. Heavy head. And the shoulders can just spill forward. Take a moment to take 3 deep breaths. As you breathe in, feel your ribs expand. And then as you exhale, let your pelvis and your body get a little bit heavier. And then slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. So if you have a mini ball, you can use this in between your shoulder blades, kind of right at the base. The lower you go, the more intense it's going to be on your abs. The higher you go, the more supportive it'll be. If you don't have a ball, come down onto your back, knees bent, feet flat, and as we transition down, just find a place where your pelvis is neutral. So it's not overly flat and tucked. It's not overly arched. Just somewhere in the middle. Relax the shoulders out of the ears for a moment. And then you might have to walk the feet just a little closer towards you so we can come into a bridge, curling the tail, rolling the hips up. Now at the top of the bridge, feel that the glutes are on, but try not to clench them. Just feel that they're turning on by pressing the feet down, stretching the knees forward. The front of your hips and thighs now get to open after all that leg work. Now as you roll down, take your arms up and overhead. So you're rolling through your spine, reaching the arms overhead. Pelvis opens to neutral. Hands together behind the head, elbows into your peripheral vision. Nod the chin, curl up. It's your first abdominal curl. Inhale, lower. And some people call this crunches, chest lifts. Whatever you call it, try to keep your head heavy. Feel the front of the ribs dropping down. And that's the reason your head's lifting, right? The rib cage is drawing down, using the obliques and the abdominals. So keep going with this. Notice too, at the top, is your pelvis tucking? Can you relax the hips? And this is where you really want to breathe. The deeper you exhale on the way up, the more your deeper transversus and pelvic floor muscles, your deep layer of abdominals will turn on, right? Just by breathing. At any point tonight, if you just want to lay here and breathe, that's okay. So we're going to start adding on. The next time that you lift your left leg tabletop, so the shin is about parallel to the floor, toes soft, lower the head, lower the foot. Right leg floats up, lift the chest through center, lower the foot, lower the head. And we can still be fairly neutral in the pelvis here because you still have one leg on the ground for support. Adding on left leg lifts, push into your right leg, the foot on the floor, and do a small twist towards the leg that's in the air. Lower everything to center. Right leg floats up, twist towards it, and put a little bit of weight in the foot that's still on the ground. Bring it down. Lift it up. Bring it down. And imagining, it's not just your elbow that's trying to hit your knee. Imagine it's your armpit that's stretching up and over. One more to your right, or whatever your last side may be. Lower to the ground, relax your arms. If your feet got away from you, walk them back in slightly so the knees are about 90-degree angles. Feet are going to come in about 2 fist distance apart. Curl the tailbone, roll your hips up slowly, so 1 vertebra at a time. And for now, it doesn't matter how high you lift. It's more important that the ribs are still heavy, the lower back. There's going to be some lower back extensor muscles working, but it shouldn't feel like a ton. You want to avoid this big exaggerated lift or arc in your upper back. So the ribs are settling, the tummy's in. Now we can stay here holding bridge, right? Arms are heavy, feet are heavy, or weight in your left leg, your right leg can float tabletop. As it comes in, try not to shift or rotate the hips. Inhale down, weight in the right leg, left leg floats up. Inhale down, exhale lift. And just check, if you take your hands to the base of your ribs and the top of your hips, as you lift a leg, you shouldn't really feel a pop of the ribs. Your abs now are helping to stabilize with your glutes. Hopefully you're feeling that standing leg. Right, neck is relaxed. Try not to turn your head like I'm doing to look at you guys. And eventually end to your last side. Just finish that last side. Take an inhale. Lift the hips a little higher, but soften the ribs. Exhale, roll down, upper back, middle back, lower back. Send your left leg to the ground, pointing the foot. Float the right leg up, tabletop. Grab the back of your right thigh and extend the leg towards the sky. Now, if the hamstrings are tight, keep a little bend in the knee. If it feels good to straighten the leg fully, that's okay. The leg that's on the ground, push that heel down so the front of your hip is opening while you pull your right leg towards you, so the back of the leg is opening. All right, bring your left leg up, grab a hold of it, lower the right leg down and pause. Feel that connection of your heel pushing into your mat as you pull the left leg in. Right leg comes up, left leg draws down. Left leg draws up, right leg down. Try to imprint your lower spine. Start to feel your abdominals kicking in. Maybe to add on, lift the chest, reach a little higher, just above the knee. But make sure you don't go so quick that you miss out on that sensation of your foot pushing down. So there's that moment of pause. Moment of pause. Use your arms to keep your shoulder blades up and off of the ground. One more with the left leg reaching up, right leg down. Bring both legs up to the sky, bend the knees, lower the head. And just let your feet fall pretty heavy in towards your thighs. Just kind of rock your hips from side to side. Now find a place where the tailbone is heavy, but you're using the abdominals to imprint the spine slightly. So you want to make sure your imprint doesn't look like this, but spine is heavy. We're grabbing the back of the thighs. Exhale the arms and the legs to the sky. Inhale, bend the knees, grab the back of the legs. Exhale, reach. Inhale, bend. Now, this is the foundation. If you want to advance it, arms and legs can reach away from one another. Sweep, maybe grab your shins. And as you reach, this ribs, the abs should still be drawing in. You don't want to feel a big arc underneath your lower back. Advancing, we grab our shins, we lift the chest to start, we keep the chest lifted, and then we reach our limbs without lowering our head, we sweep. Now, if you're in a smaller space, you can just reach straight back and straight forward. Exhale, inhale. Making sure you don't feel lower back pain or tension building, but this is staying within your abdominals. Last one, exhale, reach. Bring it in, grab the back of your thighs, lower your head. Now press your thighs into your hands. We're gonna roll up, right? And then straighten your legs out in front of you. So if in your roll-ups and roll-downs, you generally like something underneath your lower back, you can grab like a towel and just roll it up a little bit. Something kind of the size of like a gardening pad. Otherwise, point your toes, sit up just as tall as you can and relax your shoulders. Arms reach out, shoulders soften back. Curl your tailbone, let your pelvis rolling back be what starts the motion. Your arms are gonna stay parallel to the floor as we roll down slowly. Arms reach overhead. And then lift the arms, the head, and the chest as you inhale. Pause right when the arms are parallel. Exhale, roll yourself up. The first one doesn't count. Stretch slightly forward, relaxing the shoulders. Build your spine up. And again, curl, roll down. Now, maybe just roll down halfway. If that feels better tonight, halfway down, take it back up. Totally okay. Right? If it feels okay to roll down and maybe lift the arms a little higher, it'll challenge the abdominals. That's a-okay as well. Stretching forward. Just go one more. So either the half roll down or the full. Legs staying pretty heavy to the ground. And last one, stretching forward. Let's all meet at the top, bending the knees. Grab the tops of your shins. You might have to open and close your knees a couple times to let the hips relax. Grabbing the shins, sit a little taller, take an inhale. Exhale, scoop the tailbone, and you're gonna round back until your arms catch you. We're not gonna roll like a ball tonight just because I'm not sure if everyone has a really thick mat. I don't want you rolling on a hard surface. But we are gonna stay here. It's kind of this rolling like a ball shape. So the waistline's in. The shoulders are soft. As you exhale, can you release your left arm, feeling the side of your waistline? Inhale, grab your shin. Exhale, right arm releases. Inhale, grab your shin. So as one arm is reaching, you're resisting rotation in the rib cage. So the sides of your waist are working, even though you're not rotating. Now, if that feels okay, as you exhale, waistline in, both arms can reach forward. Inhale, maybe grab the back of your thighs. Exhale, reach, maybe scoop and roll back another 1/4 of an inch. Grab the back of the thighs. So when you grab on, that's your moment where your abs get a small break, you reset. And as you reach, that's where the abs get to turn on. Now, adding on, as you exhale, maybe the arms lift, but the rib cage doesn't. Inhale, grab the thighs, last 5. Exhale, reach. Inhale, grab. Exhale, reach. And grab. You should be feeling this right at the center of the abs, the base of the ribs. Last one, reach. Take a breath. Exhale, stretch forward over your legs and just relax. You can wiggle out a little bit, maybe flex your feet. Soften the knees. You can grab your calves, your ankles, or if you can grab your feet without rolling the shoulders into the ears, go for it. Nice, relax your toes. Good. And then grab the back of the thighs again, sitting tall. As you exhale, we're just gonna roll down onto the back again, right? Once you're down, arms relax. You might have to adjust yourself a little bit on your mat. Good. Your left leg is going to go to the ground. Flex your foot. So your left heel now is anchoring down. Your right leg floats tabletop. Grab the back of the thigh. Relax the shoulders. Lift the chest. So right now, you're using the strength of your arms to help lift you just off your shoulder blades. Now, if you have a lot of mobility in your upper back and you're here, try to roll back a little bit. And then if you're here, try to roll up slightly. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to the back of the head. Stay lifted. Right? Keeping this chest lift, I want you to look at your right knee. Exhale, lift your left shoulder blade a couple inches. Inhale back to center. Same direction, look at that knee. Lift the left shoulder just a couple inches. So there's this rotation from the left side of the ribs to the right hip. So working the obliques. Exhale, twist. Center. Make sure the pelvis isn't tucking under on this one. If you're listening, you know who you are. Lower all the way down. Hug that right leg in towards your chest and relax the feet. Now, left arm, left hand on your right knee. Open the right arm and take that leg just gently across the body. So you're opening up through your chest, your shoulder, and the outside of your hip. Just a nice, easy rotation. As you breathe in, try to open the front of the chest and expand the space in between the ribs and the pelvis. Bring it all back to center. All right, flex your right foot so the heel is pushing down. Soften the ribs, left leg floats up tabletop, grab the back of your thigh. Lift your chest so you can use a little bit of arm strength here to help get off your shoulder blades. Tailbone is heavy. On an exhale breath, hands behind the head, stay lifted. Look at that left knee, lift the right shoulder blade. As you exhale, inhale to center. Keep digging your right heel into the ground. And imagine it's both sides of your waist working to twist you. If you lost your breath, just come back to it. Last two. And last one. Come all the way back through center, hug that leg and towards your body. Good. And as you inhale, open the left arm, palm up, and allow that left leg or whatever leg you're working with to cross over. Now you don't want to force this rotation or twist. You just want to surrender into it. It's a good place to close your eyes. And as you breathe in, open your heart. So literally feel the muscles around the front of the chest, expanding, opening, and creating more space. As you exhale, come back to center. Good. Walk the legs in towards you. Hug the knees into the chest. Grab the back of the thighs. Again, slowly just roll yourself up to a seated position. Cross the ankles over one another. And we're going to make our way onto our belly. You can grab some water if you need it. All right. And I think you'll still be able to hear me on this. Okay. If you can't, just let me know. So your forehead can come all the way down to the ground. Mine's not, just because I don't want to crush the microphone. But your hands can be in front of the shoulders, elbows bent off to the side of your mat, legs shoulder distance. Good. Wiggle out your hips a little bit from side to side. Find the place that feels centered. And then roll the shoulders out of the ears, anchor the pubic bone, and hover the chest up only so high your elbows can stay on the ground. Exhale, bring it down slowly. So it's just a very kind of small swan or small cobra. We're just focusing on the upper back, mobilizing, and the lower back staying pretty neutral. Last one like this. Inhale to peel up, chest opens, bring it down. So if you want to advance, your arms can reach back. Your palms can be on the floor, wherever you may be, whatever floor that might be, or your palms can come into the sides of your hips. Roll the shoulders out of your ears. Really important. Anchor your pubic bone, lift your abs, and then inhale, float the chest up. Again, you're going to feel a lot of the work in your upper back, right in between the shoulder blades. You might still feel your triceps. Lower the chest, lower the head, relax the shoulders. And again, roll back, chest opens. Maybe lift the legs if you want to advance. And if the legs are lifting, allow the front of your hips to open. Lower everything down, just one more. Shoulders roll back, chest lifts, legs can lift. So glutes, hamstrings are on. Shoulders rolling out of the ears, fingertips reaching back. Now again, can you lengthen the neck here? Can you soften the shoulders? Now on your next breath, lower down. Take the hands under the shoulders, push back, child's pose. Feet together, knees open. Walk your arms to one direction and reach out through that outer side. So you feel a nice stretch through the sideline. Just ease into the shoulders. They might lift a little bit, but just try to ease into them. Walk your arms over to the opposite direction. And whatever arm is reaching, feel like the opposite hip bone is gently pulling back. So again, creating some space. You make your way forward. Coming up onto the hands and knees, we can scoot ourselves a little forward if we We're back on our mat. The right knee can come forward for pigeon. The foot turns open, the left leg reaches back. So we want to start to stretch out some of that outer hip and glute work. Now, if pigeon doesn't feel good in your knee or your hip, come on the ground for figure 4 stretch. If we're staying in pigeon, your front shin does not have to be parallel with the front edge of the mat. Just find a place where your hips are square, you start to feel a stretch in that outer hip and glute area. Maybe rolling the shoulders back, opening the heart, maybe coming down onto the forearms, and just holding. And the figure 4 stretch I was talking about, if you're in pigeon, just stay there. Figure 4, one ankle is over a thigh, and you have the option to hug that thigh in towards you. You're stretching the same muscles. This is just a little bit nicer. If your knees and your hips need some more stability. And again, wherever you are, I want you to take 3 deep breaths. Inhaling through the nose. Allow your abdominals and your belly to expand, and then exhaling softly through the mouth. And on your next breath, we can switch sides. So you might want to come up through a down dog or a 3-legged dog if that feels good. All right, if you're on your back in figure 4, just simply switch. And eventually, if you're in pigeon, left knee, left hand, right leg reaches back. Okay. You can kind of wiggle your hips slightly from side to side. Find a place that feels square. Keep the waistline drawing in a little bit. Maybe come up onto the hands or the fingertips, opening the chest, and eventually making your way down. And if you notice this feels so tight that you can't breathe, if this side feels a little bit different, I want you to come into that figure 4 stretch. If pigeon does not feel good, you can lie on your back. You can let your knees sway to one side. So Greg, that might feel better for you watching at home. Checking with your shoulders and your jaw. And again, a very non-traditional Pilates breath, but as you breathe in, let your stomach expand. And as you exhale, let your bones get a little heavier. And then let's all press up through a down dog. And once you're there, pedal out the feet. So bending a knee, dropping a heel, rolling the shoulders out of the ears. And then eventually walking the hands and feet towards one another. And just hanging out heavy here. You might grab your elbows or just simply relax the arms towards the floor. Softening the knees. If you want a little bit more of a back and neck stretch, you can clasp the hands together, place them behind the head. Elbows come towards one another, and you're using the weight of your arms. You're not pulling, I'm just using the weight of my arms to traction my neck and any tightness in my spine. Couple more breaths. Relax the arms to the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly roll up. Allow your head to come up last. Lift the arms to the sky, open the heart. Notice if it feels different. Push the arms away, nod the chin. One last time, roll yourself down slowly. Take a bigger breath in through the nose. And exhale, roll up. Opening the arms at the top. This time, bringing the hands together and down to your heart. And close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And we'll end with one deep breath out. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. It's kind of amazing that so many people are with us that are not even in Portland. So from around California, Connecticut, Canada, I can feel your presence even though I can't see you. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. If I keep talking about how grateful I am, I'm probably gonna start crying, which if you know Angelina Vasili at all, she started doing some online yoga classes and she said it's okay, cry if you want. So again, thank you. There's gonna be a lot more classes coming. There's some free 30-minute videos on the website. We're getting more up. So all the teachers here are gonna be doing free classes online for people that maybe can't tune into the live classes. If you have tuned into this, it's been recorded. You'll get an email with the link, so you always have access to it. And again, thank you so much. I love you guys. Keep moving and stay healthy. This will be over and we'll be more connected and a little more human for it.